In 1933, a legendary motion picture comes out called King Kong from RKO Pictures or Universal, and it is truly incredible. It's King Kong, and which is of course it's a Skull Island, which poses the question: who is the real beast? Is it a beast who just wants to live alone, or the humans who are dumbfounded by such a spectacle? That's pretty much what it asks. And then there's also Son of Kong that came out a couple years later. And then he made another appearance in 1963 in this one. King Kong versus Godzilla. Note the inclusion of King Kong versus Godzilla. This is before that Godzilla got titled the King of the Monsters, so technically Godzilla inherited from Kong. But I think we all know who has kind of a bigger legacy. So, what's going on? I don't know, the 30th anniversary of Toho, they decided, like, hey, let's have the East versus the West. Let's have Willis O'Brien's master come over and help us fight Godzilla, and to be able to stop Godzilla, who frees himself from the ice. And, of course, there is a hilarious, over-the-top satire of capitalism in between this person with glasses and a mustache who is known as the Japanese Charlie Chaplin, whose name eludes me. You can just easily Google it. Wants to buy the rights to a giant 150-foot tall monkey. Yes, I am dead serious. He wants to be like the mascot of Pacific Pharmaceuticals, which is based off which thing comes from a Japanese baseball team, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, he's like, yeah, I will go to any lengths in order to acquire this legendary monster. And of course, this movie is seen as a satire of Japanese capitalism. What they were trying to do is, in the burgeoning TV market there, they were trying to get ratings that would do anything literally possible. Of course, anime, movies, all that stuff, but they're able to go such a length. There's also the giving of cigarettes to children on Faro Island, Farou, which is again is seeing like how far Philip Morris or any other company will go to just to try and get kids hooked and generate profit, which really is repulsive. That just to give you the type of idea. I mean, of course, there's a very famous American version of this movie which I watch, which has some actors who explain what's going on inside a very small room, which you could tell the American budget for it was pretty small. I'm not going to say it's an Americanization, but because there was still it's people weren't exactly going to read subtitles in 1963 for a giant monster movie that got edited and everything. So it's like, yeah, it's one of those things that people liked. I liked it when I was like 20, and I'm watching it now. I'm like, I could see why it has its charm, its value. I have also seen the Japanese one. That one focuses truly more on the satirization. That got cut out, and that got left on the cutting room floor in America. I think in the Japanese one, there was like, oh, come and visit us down at this used car station, and then like a little drum set, and just it's just an over-the-top characterization. Even a person, even, like I said, going as so far as to place a bet on who would win, almost like it was a boxing or a wrestling match. I'm just like, this is too funny. Now I'm older, I understand what's going on compared to when I was 20, What I like about this is how they actually show Kong being transported. First, on a raft, and then two, using some very high tension steel, compared to all the movies where they don't, which I'm like, how the heck do they transport them? It's actually nice to see that. Human characters are fine. They're actually a little bit more defined. I would rather have the characterization, the over-the-top characters of the guy with the mustache, the two assistants who go on the island and manage to win the Islanders' trust by having the radio play, by offering the cigarettes to everyone, thus giving the Islanders lung cancer, and also giving the chief a radio signaling that's magic, and you will be able to wield dominion over the other chiefs in the area. You can't make this stuff up. There's the line of like, "Ow, my corns!" Like, you always have your corns. It's like, yeah, but like, oh, corns always hurt when there's a monster nearby. Well, when you go and meet Kong, you can tell them all about your corns. That line is so stupid. It's so stupid. It's funny. Originally, the director is like, I'll get to that. Of course, the most famous part is the fight towards like. It's the ways of how to get Kong there. It makes sense within the narrative. It's not just like convenience after convenience. It's like, hey, let's get him strung up. Let's get him out there. Let's introduce this berry juice that gets him wasted, makes him extremely wasted, makes him pass out. I think it's called Soma, if I'm not mistaken. Twice it works. And of course, it gets to the end where they have a legendary fight that for 1966 was pretty good. It still holds up, including the actor and the Kong suit manages to throw the Godzilla suit and Haru Nakajima, which must have been, oh god, probably close to 300 pounds or something like that, maybe even more. Yeah, I could, yeah, so eventually there's also the scene of, like, where both are here, Kong grabs a tree and shoves it inside Godzilla's mouth. That's freaking funny. Eventually, because Toho loved King Kong, he has declared the winner, and the fight ends. And it's like, how's it fit overall? Well made. The American edits are fine. They are fine. I have seen the Japanese one. It's again deals with more satire. What else? Originally, Ishiro Honda wanted to be more of a a little bit more of a serious movie, but the studio, Toho, wanted to be more of a comedy. So I think they ultimately compromised on having some exaggerated, over-the-top characters, and the bumbling trio, I guess you could say. So it's like sometimes you got to do that. So. Music is good. You got the original scores here, and yeah. Now I guess there's some parts that people wouldn't like. I guess it was the kind of what's the word I'm looking? Stereotyping of Islander natives in Japan in the 1960s. The human gets a little boring when it doesn't feature on the trio. I mean, there's like some other human characters. They're okay, I guess. Fine. Even. It's alright. It's 98 minutes. Feels like 98 minutes goes by. You know, it's got all the plot through it. Everything gets tied up nicely. You got the, it's like you got like this high tension steel that can carry Kong. I can believe that. Overall, this is a good, fun, solid movie. But if you also get a chance, check out the Japanese version. But if you want a good, fun time, then I recommend you watch the American version of King Kong vs. Godzilla.